Zam. Yay, good, it's recording. Uh, Hola, amigos, and welcome back to The Greatest Story Never Told. This is just a mini episode, forewarning. We're actually going to do another campaign episode as well. This is just for Wolfric's time away. I'm actually, for any time we lose members for a certain period of time, I'm going to probably start giving them mini episodes to catch up with everybody. Um, just kind of give everybody bits and pieces. Where Wolfric last left off, the gang had left Marsh's Keep to find out what Commander Atasi wanted, and during the conversation, he had slinked back into the room, and it was just like, so that's where we are starting off on his eventual exit. All right, homie G, what are you doing?
I am making sure that the little one in my backpack is okay.
And as you open the bag, he just kind of looks up at you and goes, it makes a little squeaking noise, and then just like goes back to nibbling on what's left of the meat you gave him.
So adorable. Wait, is this a heartbeat that I feel?
And you hear a little bit of movement, whereas it had been quiet for a while, but you hear movement outside in the hallway now, which is strange because you hadn't heard anything earlier when you were in your room.
What kind of movement?
Like footsteps, moving of dishes.
Is there a peephole on my door?
No.
No?
Nope.
I take a peek outside the door.
You don't really see anyone, but the noise is louder.
Oh, well, okay then. Did I ever get around to naming the pet? I did.
No, you didn't.
Cool. Now, little one, it's time for a name for you. What should we name you?
And he just kind of tilts his little head. When he does so, his ears kind of flop to the side because they're a lot bigger than his head.
Well, I see that you're going to be a big contributor to this.
And he just squeaks at you again, kind of defiantly.
I'm not surprised. Let's see. Based on your stature... Squeaks?
And he squeaks again.
I can't tell if that's a yes or a no, but you're going by Squeaks for now, until I think of something better.
And he squeaks again, and then he jumps out of your pouch and kind of wiggles between the crack and the door.
No, wait! Where are you going? I go to chase out.
And as you come into the open and see that the small little creature has lunged onto the round couch, and Oriana is clearing dishes off of the table. She it has made its way across over the top of the couch and onto the table to see what she's doing, and she just kind of chuckles and goes, "Hello, little one." She's like, "Where is your master?" And then she looks up and she sees you, and she's like, "Wolfric, you finally made it out of your room."
I can explain.
And she's just like, "I imagined this little one had you busy." And she just kind of bops its nose a little bit, and it just like rolls over.
I have no words.
And she, like after the dishes are all stacked, she snaps her fingers and they just kind of vanish, and she sits back down. And she's just like, "Well, your dwarven companion kind of cleaned up the breakfast I had prepared, but I'm pretty sure if you would like, I can make something else."
I think I'm good, thank you. I appreciate it. I pinch myself.
And you're not dreaming.
I don't know why, but hunger has escaped me.
And she's the little Squeaks has like scurried across the table close to her, and she's just kind of using like her index finger to scratch behind its ears. And then she's just like, "Well, I can see you have a talent for for this sort of thing." She's like, "This particular brand of familiar is very hard to come by."
I do my best. I Creating life is my dream.
Well, I can imagine you could say that you have somewhat succeeded. Isn't that right, little one? And he squeaks at her.
So much work. I need to research this further.
She kind of crosses her legs and ankles herself in the chair, leaning back on it. And she goes, "Tell me, do you know what this little?" She's like, "Do you know what this little creature can do?"
I am unaware.
Would you like to give it a test run?
I mean, I'm always up for experimentation.
And
Okay? Yes, that's the word.
she stands up and she holds her hand out, and Squeaks jumps into her hand, and she's just like, "Well, I believe I have a room perfect for this." And surprising to you, and it like almost gives you a heart attack, she flings her hand forward like she's about to toss the little creature into the air, and suddenly he disappears into like smoke, and that smoke quickly jets over and he reappears on your shoulder.
What?
And she rounds the couch and she's going down that same hallway you just came from. She's like, "Come this way. I believe we'll need some space for this."
Okay.
And she snaps her fingers twice. I can't really do it right now. I'm usually very good at snapping. And the back wall that seemed to have just been a plain back wall suddenly like lines start glowing vertical down it, and then it kind of shifts like panels and it opens up into what looks like a courtyard.
I am I'm very unsurprised by this, considering all the stuff she's done already.
And it's just like, thankfully, even after part of the keep fell into the marsh, the courtyard has stayed intact, and there's different plants and stuff there. You can see that the sky is overcast. You're very much back outside.
Okay. What kind of plants are they? Can I tell if any of them are alchemic in any way, shape, or form?
Survival check.
Oh shit.
Survival or medicine?
I'm gonna do medicine. If I'd stop hiccuping, that would be great. Ooh, that's the wrong character. That's a nat 20.
Okay, so these are all very recognizable plants. The first bush that you walk past, you smells familiar. You immediately pick up on it that that's what she had used to make the tea earlier. There's blueberry bushes along one of the far walls. You can see there's definitely a section for herbs and stuff you would use to make herbal remedies and stuff from everything from stomach aches to healing potions, anything you would need to make just about anything.
So it's you said it's organized.
It's very organized. There's an area
Okay.
that's covered in like berries and such because you're fairly aware marshland area. It's considerably hard to grow things, but it looks like she put time and effort into this.
I very much appreciate your garden.
Why, thank you. That is one of the few things that I do not use magic on.
I can tell.
And there's she walks forward and past like the basic rows of bushes. There is a big open area where it looks like there's kind of a dueling area. She's like this shall suffice.
Alrighty.
Now, a forewarning. This can backfire. So you should always be careful when you ask for help.
Wait, you're gonna have to repeat that.
Yeah, Mike just got back, so hush. Yeah, just everybody. So people listening know that's just one of the other people who's going to be in the campaign. Just Mike finally got back, so everyone will be joining shortly.
And Sean is also, Lauren's also home.
Good. Like I said, this won't take us that long.
Alrighty.
And then she like waves her hands and several like stuffed mannequins appear, and then she's just like, now, while he is so small, he's not much for the offense, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have any abilities.
Wait, he's going to get bigger? I'm going to need a bigger backpack.
And she goes, it doesn't last very long, I promise. Now, this little guy, because he is a mix of magic and life, he is quite sensitive to certain things around him, and he will very much make it known to you if something is upsetting him.
Okay.
Yeah. And then she like turns, and then she's just like, and then she's like, and if you trust in him, he will act on your behalf. And so I'm going to go through and give you the rundown for him. Since this was a very particular thing that we had discussed prior, I'm going to tell you everything you get for him. When he is currently...
So, I need something to write down.
Yeah, so I'll say, get something to write down, and I'll give it to you. Or type up, or whatever.
What is this? Trash. Cool. Wo ist ein Kugelschreiber? Ich habe einen Coolie. I'm ready.
Okay. First, when he is tiny like this, because what I have this labeled, it's basically when he is at rest. He's small. He's very much light. He's light as air. One thing is he has that telepathic link that's automatic, because that crystal that you used, it does tie him to your life force. Remember, because you cut your finger on it and it started glowing?
Yes.
So he does automatically have a telepathic link. It may not be words so much as getting sensations.
Okay, so telepathic empath can put feelings.
Yeah, because he's still a little baby, so it's mostly like bad, danger. Sort of like just the feeling. He automatically has the alert feed, because the particular type of familiar that he is made as a watchdog.
Okay.
So he automatically has alert and detect magic. And when he's tiny like this, he is, as long as like if you can touch him, he's fine, but he also has misty step, so he can whoosh wherever he wants to be. So this is very much a small passive thing. That way, it's not actively drawing on your magic, because you did use both living parts and magic to create him.
Right.
So he has his own little specific ability. And then there is the second mode, which I've labeled active mode. The master burns a spell slot to allow his familiar to take a more powerful form for a maximum duration of 30 minutes. And that's in-game 30 minutes, not actual 30 minutes.
Right.
Okay?
So like in combat, each turn is 5 seconds, or each round is 5 seconds. Yes.
It depends on what's going on.
Each normal round is 5 seconds.
Okay.
Exceptions to rule do not nullify said rule.
Yeah.
A spell slot of which strength?
Okay, that's what I'm saying is you burn the spell slot to allow his, wasn't done reading, to allow his familiar to take a more powerful form for a maximum duration of 30 minutes. Master can only choose an element from his available spells. So you would burn one of these spells, whatever, say, for example, if you used the Sickening Bolt or whatever you were using before, you would burn one of those spell slots.
Okay, so it would be first what strength of spell slot? That's my question.
Depends on, for the moment, you can only do first and second level.
Okay.
Because he's itty bitty. And when you're ready.
I'm just shorthanding this, so go ahead.
And in this form, he's a lot bigger. He's like the actual full size of Coyote. Does look remarkably different because you could tell he's magic. A familiar has use of both claws and sharp fangs. Elemental damage based on what the master has selected. That is, the standard stuff for that is for claws is going to be for claws it's going to be a d6, and then for fangs it's a d8, and then the elemental damage is a d4. So it's going to be whatever the attack plus a d4 of elemental damage.
And elemental damage, clarify that for me.
Basically, necrotic, fire damage, ice damage, just whatever spell, whatever. Because like basically, when you use this available mode, it gives him the ability to take on an element of a base spell that you have.
Oh well, then he's gonna be taking on necrotic a lot.
Yeah. So, and he can use that to attack other, and based upon that element, he looks slightly different. The second ability is tracking, which means he has a, no matter what, he gives you a bonus if you are using survival. It's a plus five to any survival check. So whatever your survival is, plus an extra 5.
Okay.
And then yeah, and then like I said, the spell slots change later on, the level of the spells and stuff like that, and also once you hit a certain point on a higher level, you can use your familial link to have him cast spells for you. The same way that you would with the whole magical double thing. So he is, for example, if he is like it's a maximum of about 30 feet. But this is not something you have now, it's just something you have to train him in to actually get it, to be able to use it. Maximum, right. He could be 30 feet away, and you can cast a spell with full range from wherever he is. Because he will cast the spell for you.
He becomes a
medium.
A con for my spells.
Yes.
Oh, that's dumb. That is dumb. I'm gonna be training him.
And so, are you gonna go ahead and try using the spell slot now to see if you can try it for the first time?
Yes, I'm gonna burn. You know what? Strides and science are only attained by going all out. Burning a second spell slot.
Okay, and of your available spells, what element?
Necrotic.
Okay. And you see, like, his like as you kind of channel your energy, and you can sense that telepathic link, Squeaks jumps off of your shoulder, and you see him kind of shake as his form changes, and he expands, and you see like this dark energy radiating off of him, and like full form of like a wolf, but like as his limbs get longer, the claws are sharp, and it seems like the lower down his leg, the more bone than actual flesh there is. And as his snout kind of expands, it's just like the full front of his jaw is just bone.
Oh dear God. Lauren's gonna hate me.
And he snarls and then turns and perks up at you, like full puppy dog look.
Oh God, oh no. I'm glad I'm not allergic to adorableness.
And she's like, Well done.
I have a feeling that, little Von, you're going to have to hide into pack. I don't think the others will approve of you.
And
But
you could,
I love you.
like, when you first started that, you could see like the bridge of his nose kind of scrunched, like he's protesting. But once you say you love him, that relaxes and ears go right up. And like you can see like his fluffy tail is just batting the dirt like happily.
Yes. We are going to do great things together, little Von.
Okay. And then he's very much even though he's changed size, there's obvious you can sense that he is very happy. There's nothing around that's putting him in danger. So he's just running circles around you.
I need a stick.
Try to find one. Roll survival.
No, I'm gonna pull a bone out of my bag.
Okay. And then the second you do, he sits at attention.
Oh, yes! I throw the bone.
And you see, and this is almost faster than you can see. He lunges for that bone and he disappears into the brush. And suddenly there is silence.
Squeaks.
And all you hear is. And from behind, he comes diving next to you, and he's like front paws pressed to the ground, and his tail whipping in the air, and he's got the bone in his mouth.
What? You went that? What?
And she goes, he's quite fast.
I'm just looking back and forth to where I threw it and to where he came from.
And she's just like, I believe he thought he was being clever.
I wonder where he gets that from.
I wonder indeed. And it's just like like I said, he's incredibly fast. It must be because you put a lot of energy into it. And she walks over and she scratches between his ears.
Between my ears?
No, Squeaks.
I thought you said my ears, and I was like, wait, where is that?
Oh, this is getting weird. Okay. And she's just like, wow, I don't think you would be having any trouble. And she looks up at you and she's like, I believe he could even help you find your companions.
I mean, yes, but looks at the bony legs. I don't think that they will approve. I don't want to reveal my true nature to them just yet.
And she's like, oh, I don't think that they would mind. Besides, the Dragonborn has other worries.
Are they in danger?
They may as well be. Commander Atasi requested their assistance with a magical matter. Initially, he requested my assistance, but as you know, I cannot leave Hoskoth for the dead. So they have crossed the border in my place to assist him, and your friend Torrent has asked for a way to communicate with me. They should be checking in rather soon, but they might be busy.
But if I can prove myself, since maybe I won't be shot again. Although I don't think the dwarf will ever approve of me.
I think it's more of mutual distaste. But I don't think it'll be that hard to win his approval. After all, you haven't even tried yet.
I scratched to the skin to the left of my left eye.
And she's like, and if anything, you could see like a little devious look in her eye, and she goes, if anything, I like the blue.
Ah!
And Squeaks is pressed himself in between where the two of you are standing and is looking up because he's trying to figure out what's going on and why he's being left out.
I instinctively pet his head, trying to both calm him down and myself.
And he just kind of nuzzles you. Like, he's like, I don't know what's going on, but you're loving on me.
Well, may I ask, Fräulein?
Ask for what?
The masks.
What about them?
The masks on the people, they...
Oh, those people.
Since I lost them, since I lost them, my memory's a bit foggy. But I also have a mask. It looks different, but it's the same at the same time.
I believe what you're talking about and what those men have are quite different. So, and you can see that where she was playfully nagging at you before, she's very much disinterested now. Like, she would rather not talk about them. And she's just she just kind of like turns and she, like, her posture straightens up, like, professionally, and she goes, those fools will likely make a reappearance, so you can ask them yourselves.
I do apologize for the distaste I've caused in the air. Distaste?
Discomfort.
There you go. That's the word. I just... Never mind. My thoughts escape me. Anyways, I guess I must go find my companions and see if they're all right.
And she's just like, yes, but before you go, follow me back into the kitchen. And so she walks back.
Hold up, gonna die.
You dead yet?
Can I be? Oh god, that hurt. Okay, I'm good. All right, I'm following her back into the kitchen. Hello?
Okay, sorry. I was just adjusting the audio a bit.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and then when you follow her back into the kitchen, you see she pulls a mason jar out of off of where several of them are stacked on the counter. She was just like, I didn't have any ready earlier, but I could tell some of your friends. It was just like some of your friends may or may not have enjoyed the tea. But from what I have gathered about what is going on in the country next door, this may be better for them to drink. And she hands you that mason jar, and you can see, like, the herbs and everything is packed in there. And it very much, even though it's sealed, you could still smell blueberries.
I open it and take a huge whiff of it and then close it.
And it's blueberries and honey, and you still get that bitter note even just from the smell.
Oh.
And she's like, it's probably much better for you than what you'd find over there. And then she walks past you and she was like, now come. She was like, I have much cleaning up to do, and I believe. And then Squeaks bolts past like his little claws sliding across the floor because he's just having trouble keeping up, and because he's super happy and he's trying to get ahead of you. And then he's like, I believe he's getting impatient.
All right, little one. Let's go. I put the jar in my bag, and I take off.
And yeah, she opens the front door, and then she's just like, feel free to drop by again.
Oh, I definitely will. Before I leave this land, I will visit you at least once more.
And she's like, well, there is the Inventors Convention in Eston. I have been invited as a guest for the closing ceremonies, so you may see me then if you attend.
Inventors Fair.
Yes, Fargrim was quite interested.
Looks at Squeaks.
And he just looks back at you happily, like he's just like he doesn't know what's going on, but he knows you're happy, so he's extra happy.
Alrighty, we're going to teach you some tricks.
And then he just like crouches on the ground, ready to go.
Oh, this is going to be great. Anyways, off to see my companions.
All right then. And as she wishes you off, and of course you get on your way. That is where I'm gonna stop for this bit, just giving you that little bit, and then this is where we're gonna cut off the mini episode now because we're going to recontinue back with the rest of the group. All right. So goodbye for now. To be continued.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Bye.